My name is Afia. I am 28 years old. I work in a hospital. I am a nurse. I help sick people every day. My job is not easy. Sometimes I work at night. Sometimes I work during the day. The hospital is always busy. There are many patients, but I like helping people. That is why I became a nurse. Before last year, I was alone. I had no boyfriend. I had no close friends. I lived by myself in a small apartment. After work, I was always tired. Sometimes, I visited my mother. She lives in a quiet village. She is old now, so I help her when I can. We sit together. We drink tea. We talk about life. My life was quiet and simple. Work, sleep, help my mother, repeat. Then, one day something changed. A new doctor started working at our hospital. His name was Michael. He was 31 years old. 2 years younger than me. Michael was very handsome. He had brown hair and blue eyes. He was tall and always smiling. All the nurses liked him. He was kind to everyone at first. I thought he would not notice me. I'm not very slim. I don't wear makeup. I don't wear fancy clothes. My hair is short. I look simple. I thought, Michael is handsome. I'm just a normal woman. He won't talk to me. But I was wrong. He smiled at me every day. He asked me, "How are you?" He said, "You're doing a good job." One day, he said, "Do you need a ride home?" I was surprised, but I said yes. We talked the whole drive. He told me about his job. I told him about my mother. He listened carefully. After that, he started giving me rides often. He brought me coffee. He sat with me during lunch. He always asked how I was feeling. I started to like him. I looked forward to seeing him every day. He made me feel special. I wondered, could he like me too? Michael and I became close. Every day, we talked more. He brought me tea in the morning. He waited for me after my shift. Sometimes, we walked outside during break. He made me laugh. He made me feel calm. Work became easier with him there. One Friday, he asked, "Do you want to see a movie this weekend?" I smiled and said, "Yes." On Sunday, we went to the cinema. After the movie, we walked around the park. We talked for hours. He told me funny stories about his school days. I told him about my childhood in the village. It felt like something was growing between us. Something warm and real. I started to believe maybe this was love. But then, everything changed. On Wednesday evening, Michael looked serious. He said, "Effie, I need to tell you something." I nodded. He said, "I'm married." I didn't speak. My hands felt cold. I looked at him, confused. He never wore a ring. He never talked about a wife. "Her name is Laura," he said. "We've been married for 5 years. We don't have children." He looked into my eyes. He said, "I'm not happy with her. We don't spend time together. She doesn't understand me, but you do." I didn't know what to say. I liked Michael, but this news made my heart sink. He said, "You make me feel alive. You listen to me. With you, I feel safe." I went home feeling confused. All night I couldn't sleep. Why did he hide this from me? Why did he spend time with me? If he had a wife at home, maybe I was stupid. Maybe he was lying. Or maybe he really was unhappy. I wanted to believe him, but my heart was full of questions. A few days later, I went to the big supermarket in the city. I was buying fruit, and then I heard a voice. I turned my head. It was Michael. He was with a woman, a tall, beautiful woman. She wore expensive clothes. She had long hair and perfect skin. She smiled at him. He laughed with her. They looked happy, like a couple in love. I felt my chest tighten. My heart was breaking quietly. I turned away and walked out. I didn't want them to see me. The next morning, I went to work. My eyes were tired. My heart was heavy. I didn't want to see Michael, but I knew I had to. When I walked into the hallway, he was there. He smiled like always, like nothing was wrong. I couldn't smile back, not this time. He came closer and asked, "Are you okay?" I looked at him and said, "Michael, we need to talk." He followed me to the garden behind the hospital. We sat on a bench. "I saw you," I said, "at the supermarket with your wife." He looked surprised. Then his face turned sad. "I didn't want you to find out that way," he said. "I told you, I'm not happy with her. She's beautiful, yes, but I don't feel close to her. You understand me." I shook my head. "You looked happy with her, Michael." He was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "We were just being polite in public." I wanted to believe him, but something inside me said no. "Michael," I said, "I like you, but I can't be the other woman. I can't be your secret." He looked down. His voice was soft. "I care about you, Afia. I'll talk to Laura. Maybe we can separate." I stared at him. "Maybe," I asked. "Michael, if you loved me, you would already know what to do." He didn't answer, and I knew. He wanted both, but I deserved more. That night, I called my best friend Sarah. I told her everything. She said, "Afia, don't settle. You deserve someone who is free to love you fully." Her words gave me strength. A week later, Michael asked to meet. We sat in a quiet park. The sky was cloudy. My heart was clear. "Michael," I said, "I care about you. But this is not love. This is confusion. You need to fix your life first." He looked sad. "I don't want to lose you." I smiled softly. "You never had me." I stood up and walked away. My heart was heavy, but my steps were strong. I chose myself, and that choice was love too. You made it to the end, and that shows real focus and heart. Keep listening, reading, and learning. Just like Afia, you're stronger than you think. Your English will grow step by step, and so will your confidence. Want to hear more emotional English stories? Subscribe now and keep practicing English with love, life, and lessons.